Stephen A., he's the MVP, he's that dude, but he struggled in the playoffs, right? We had the Chargers, that deer in headlights game, that was very early on. And then last year, a quicker exit than expected as well. Does he deserve the heavy criticism for the playoff woes?
Well, we can haggle over the word heavy, but he definitely deserves criticism, and I think that's appropriate here. Lamar Jackson is a superstar talent. We all know. We anticipate he'll win the Super Bowl someday. We anticipate he'll win more MVPs. He's just electrifying. We know that. But you do have a license to compare him, particularly when you consider what he does in the regular season and what he's done in the postseason. The regular season, he's 20-3. He's 0-2 in the postseason. You look at him last year, he didn't throw, and he threw just one interception from October 6th to the rest of the regular season. He threw 2 interceptions in the postseason. He fumbled the ball just twice all year last season. He lost a fumble in the playoff game, so he had 3 turnovers against the Tennessee Titans. When you look at it from that perspective, you just sit up there and say, excuse me, you're doing things during the regular season that you don't do during the postseason. Last time I checked, when it came to Max Kellerman, that's something he's held James Harden accountable for. And so when I'm looking at it from that perspective, I'm saying there's absolutely nothing wrong with appreciating the greatness of Lamar Jackson, recognizing how phenomenal he is, what a bright future he has, and how special he is, while still pointing out that there are things that you have not done in the postseason that you need to do in order to win a game when the regular season is over. That's what this is about, and that's why it's fair to point that criticism. It's not a death knell. It's not an indictment that lives in the perpetuity, but it does matter, and it does elevate the level of pressure that's going to come his way come next postseason. The second the regular season is over and the Baltimore Ravens are in, the number one question that's going to be asked about the Baltimore Ravens is, Lamar Jackson, what you going to do? You going to win a postseason game? That's what's going to come with that storyline. That's what's going to come with the Ravens storyline. Number one, period.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, what's my criticism about James Harden? Okay, you're an MVP in the regular season. Don't be an all-star in the postseason. Be an MVP. And so you can apply the same thing to Lamar Jackson, although he's much earlier in his career. You know, as a rookie,
Yes.
he looked like, as a first-year quarterback, he looked like a deer in headlights in that game. But his learning curve is so steep that by the end of the game, he looked like a different quarterback to me. Like, if that guy would have shown up, maybe they still lose, but it's not like it was. And then this past season, I want to say he was the first player in history, Stephen, I'm remembering this stat from months and months ago, to rush for 100 yards and pass for 300 yards in a playoff game. Like, so you're right about especially the timing of the lost fumble. Like, that was really bad. He had some costly turnovers against the Titans. On the other hand, the Titans not only beat the Ravens, they also beat the Patriots. The Titans were on one in the last postseason and, in fact, had a lead against Kansas City. Now, here's where we start to really look at and you said you wouldn't say heavy criticism. We can split hairs here. This is why I don't think it's exactly heavy criticism. Patrick Mahomes came back on the Titans. Lamar Jackson's not Patrick Mahomes. Neither is Tom Brady, and neither could. But Patrick Mahomes can. So, no, he's not Patrick Mahomes. Is that fair criticism? Yep. I mean, if that's criticism, who's Patrick Mahomes? Just Mahomes. Was the timing, you're right, to point out, hey, the guy never turns the ball over, except when you really don't need him to, and then he does. But it was against an excellent defense at a time where teams really can study up on you and focus just on you in a different way even than in the regular season. And given the heightened situation and everything, maybe you're a little more likely to turn it over. Still, if he wants to join the ranks of Mahomes, if he wants to take that next step, and you're right, people are eventually going to say, can you win a playoff game, dude? Like a playoff game? But regular season, he's the MVP. If he wants to be in the Mahomes conversation, he's got to win in the postseason, period. Mahomes came back on the same team that he fumbled against and couldn't come back on. I'm just saying, Stephen A., Mahomes is a hell of a standard. You know, I don't think Lamar is in Mahomes' category, but I don't think anyone is. You can put him with anyone else. You know, I'll probably agree with you that I'll put Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers ahead of him because I can trust them in the postseason more. Yup, he deserves some criticism from that. But I wouldn't lay it on heavy yet. It's been 2 years.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.